Today I'm going to show you another quick 10-minute lunch idea from my book Blissful Bites. We're going to make the magical raw tacos, which are on page 114, but you can also find the recipe on my website. This is a great recipe, especially in the summer, because it's hot and you want to naturally eat more raw foods. So this is super quick. What we're going to do is you do want to soak your cashews though, because you want to get the enzyme inhibitors off, and it's also good to kind of pre-sprout them. So I've soaked these for about 3 hours. You're welcome to soak them overnight. And basically, this is going to be our taco filling. And you can do whatever you want as far as the flavors. You can add cumin or cayenne or spices. This is just kind of a base recipe, and we're going to use red pepper. So it's going to be kind of sweet and tart, but feel free to spice it up. What I like to do is I like to put a lot of veggies in the tacos so that they're substantial, so they really make a meal. So let's chop our veggies. You could use, we're gonna actually do some tomato even, because tomatoes are in season in the summer, and they're really water dense. So I really like to do a few slices of tomato and cucumber. So we'll just slice those up into small slices. And then same with the cucumber. We want to do small slices, or cubes or dice or whatever you want to do actually. You just want them to be fairly small so that you can sprinkle them in the taco and have a little bit in each bite. That's what I like to do. And then my carrot, I'm going to do in matchsticks. Let me show you how to do that. You put the carrot on a diagonal, and you cut long diagonal strips. You can take those strips and make a little pile, and then cut like this. And that's how you do a really easy matchstick. So we'll do a couple of those. And then I also like to do some avocado chunks as well. A little trick, if you only want to use half the avocado, leave the pit in the other half and put it in a plastic container or glass container, or even wrap it in saran wrap, and it'll last a couple more days. So let's make our filling, which is going to have the cashews and some red pepper. I like to blend up the nuts a little bit before I add all the other ingredients in there. So I'm doing half of the red pepper, about half a cup. I'm halving this recipe from what's in the book to make a smaller batch. So I'm just going to lightly chop up the red pepper and do about half a cup. Red pepper is also really a great fruit or vegetable to eat in the summer because it's really water dense and it grows in the summer. So this is a very seasonal recipe that we're making right now. Then I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of tamari, which is the seasoning. You can also use sea salt. We're going to do a touch of apple cider vinegar and a touch of maple syrup. This is kind of a sweet recipe, so if you don't like sweetness in your savory dishes, then leave the maple syrup out. And then we're going to do some lemon zest and then some lemon juice to make it kind of tart. I'm going to roll the lemon on the cutting board to release its juices, and then you'll get more out of it that way if you do that. I use my reamer in this little mini strainer to catch the seeds so I don't have to worry about picking them out later. So here's where you can add a pinch of cayenne or cumin or any other kind of spices you want to add. Be sure to scrape down around the edges of the bowl a few times to incorporate all the ingredients. And you want to just blend until the cashews are completely creamy and no longer chunky. So now I'm going to taste it. Yum. I'm just going to add a touch of sea salt, and some cayenne would be great too. So we're going to make the tacos. So you want it to be thick. You don't want it to be too runny for the tacos. What I like to do is I like to do basil, fresh herbs on here. So you could do cilantro or dill would be really nice, whatever you feel like doing. So to cut the basil, I just take some of the bigger leaves and I make a pile and I roll it into like a cigar shape. This is called a chiffonade. And then I take my knife and I slice it in thin slices. And then I go back around and I just give it a few more slices to make it kind of chopped up. What I do is I get romaine lettuce leaves and I wash them, and I take the bigger outside leaves. You could also use butter lettuce or any kind of lettuce, even cabbage. A cabbage leaf would be really nice for these. So I put a dollop of my cashew red pepper spread inside the lettuce leaf, probably about a tablespoon or two, depending on your how big your leaf is. And then I just sprinkle in my toppings. So I have my cucumber and my carrots, and I'm going to do some tomato slices. And then I have my basil, which I'll just do a sprinkle of that. And then I have some avocado here. And then I have a taco. I usually serve myself at least like 3 of these. And if you wanted, you could even serve it with a side of quinoa. So if you want to make it a little bulkier, you can add quinoa, brown rice, or even chickpeas or black beans or some other kind of bean, and that might fill you up a little more. I tend to eat a lighter lunch during the summer, so 3 of these filled with all the toppings is usually just enough for me. So I hope that's been helpful for you. I love showing you how to make these 10-minute meals, and you can find more of those in my book, Blissful Bites, and on my website. And keep an eye out for more videos.